Congratulations!
Congratulations.
Congratulations!
Congratulations.
Congratulations!
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations!
Congratulations!
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Greetings, everybody! Welcome to Let's Talk Anime. I am your host, Derangerous, and the human mind. It's a great and amazing pile of what the f***. The human mind can compute a vast amount of different complex equations as well as create new ideas to get you from point A to B, which will eventually lead to C, and C being the future. I mean, it's amazing on some of the things it can do, some of the thoughts that run through our minds. However amazing the human mind can be, it suffers from one big weakness, and that weakness is itself. Once it's afflicted with a mental illness, such as depression or anxiety or any of those, it will begin to attack what it knows. It begins to distort the reality that it sees and creates a whole different reality that changes everything. And what does any of this have to do with anime? Well, this anime has a lot to deal with depression. As today, we're going to be diving deep into the human psyche. That is Neon Genesis Evangelion. We talked about a whole bunch of different creators of different anime series on the show. However, out of all the ones we've talked about so far, none of them is as unique as Hideaki Anno. So, Anno started off making short films in high school, okay? Was really known for displaying them during high school festivals. People loved his work. Ends up getting accepted into Osaka University. Even creates a short film with some of his friends called Daikon 3 and 4 opening animations, which had a lot of legal problems, but here he is, Hideaki Anno. After Osaka University, he graduates. He graduated with high honors. Graduated with summa cum laude. Got a whole bunch of job offers from all over Japan, and none of what I'm saying is 100% true because he got expelled. So what does he do? Picks up the newspaper and sees a job offer. They were desperately seeking animators to work on a movie, okay? And he goes down and applies and gets the job. Yeah, gets hired by no one major, just some guy named Hayao Miyazaki. Wait, say what? Miyazaki hired Anno to work on one of his films, Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind. Miyazaki loved Anno's work. In fact, he had Anno animate some of the hardest parts of the movie. So, after Anno did his time with Miyazaki, him and his friends got together and they founded the one, the only, the world famous and somewhat infamous studio Gainax, known for producing a bunch of different anime series, such as Furikuri, or Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt, as well as Gurren Lagann. But also, don't forget, Studio Gainax is known for creating amazing stories, sometimes shitty animation occasionally, and all wrapped up together, giving everybody a world-class, what the f*** did I just watch ending. So, after finishing up a series known as Nadia, The Secret of Blue Water, as well as a failed sequel project that it didn't go 100% well, Anno fell into a 4-year battle with total depression. But he came into contact with a business associate, and they both went drinking, and they offered him a spot on TV, a time slot to be exact. He's free to do whatever he wants with this time slot. So he goes back, debates it, and makes up his mind. The decision? We are going to make a TV series. Not an OVA, a TV series. And for this TV series, he has one main concept he wants to stay constant. And that is not running away. When he had depression, one of his main things was he ran away from a lot of his problems. He wants this series to really reflect his depression. This series would later become Evangelion. However, there were some changes that had to be made. For starters, he was basing a lot of the things that happened in the series off of actual natural disasters that were happening in Japan, in which that case he thought, yeah, this is getting too real. The main protagonist in the series was originally supposed to be a girl. However, changes were made and now it's a guy. Mainly because they thought, wait a second, it's a series and it's got giant robots. We should have a guy pilot them instead of a girl. So the script of Evangelion kept changing a lot. By episode 13, the whole narrative of the series began to shift. And by episode 16, fuck the script. One of the number one things you gotta know about Neon Genesis Evangelion is that it suffered from 3 unique problems. Problem number 1 being scheduling. Anno has a tendency to do things at the last possible second without thinking sometimes. He will have an episode well written and everything is 100% fine, and then he goes, wait a second, I could put that in there instead. Hold on, everybody stop what you're doing. We have to change this. And this would persist all the way to the end, to the point where, you see, he had an original ending set for the series, and then he kept changing it, and then it led to him just going with something at the last possible second. The second problem with the series, budgeting. At times, Anno would invest money in doing some crazy things with animation, to the point where we have some episodes where the characters would just sit there silently, doing nothing. Sometimes just riding an elevator for a good long minute, or just standing there. So problem number 3 is actually Hideaki Anno himself. He is the series' own worst enemy, mainly because he would just randomly change things at the last second. One of these examples would be the time when someone lent Anno a book on different types of mental illnesses. And even though they had everything set, Anno went, hold my celebratory glass of champagne for a second. We're changing stuff. So let's talk about the characters of the series. The first ones being the 3 children. You've got the third child, the main character, Shinji Ikari. You see, Shinji tends to get a bad rep in the anime community, mainly because, and say it with me, get in the Ava, Shinji. But over time, he grows, he develops. We get to see him mature and change. We get to see how he learns that I have to get in this. And if I do get in this, I'm getting in this on my own terms. I'm not running away from this anymore. I'm going to face things up front. This is what Shinji becomes. He's not just some whiny baby. He's actually a really awesome character who's gone through a lot of shit. And honestly, who can blame him for how he acted in the beginning? Next up, you've got the first child, Rei Ayanami. So, funny thing about Rei. According to Anno, he says Rei Ayanami is his least favorite character. To the point where someone pointed out, hey, you forgot to put Rei in this episode. And he realized, oh shit, I forgot to put Rei in this episode. Here, just put her in right there. Rei was created for Shinji to have an oedipus complex. They say you got Misato Katsuragi. Who is she? She's basically Shinji's handler and legal guardian. She provides the adult figure Shinji needs in his life. Someone who roots for him, who believes in him. Also, she provides Shinji with also another Oedipus complex.
Isn't it Oedipal?
Oedipus.
Oedipal?
Edible?
Oedipal.
Interpol.
Oedipal.
Adaptable?
Oedipal.
Edible.
You already... Oedipal.
Audible.
Oedipal.
Interpol.
Oedipal.
See? Monkeys! Speaking of parental figures, he has a dad. His dad's name is Gendo Ikari. To me, and this is my own opinion, it's debatable if Shao Tucker from Full Metal Alchemist is worse than Gendo Ikari, in my personal opinion. Yes, what Shao did to his wife and daughter was tragic and sad, but Gendo did some pretty messed up shit to Shinji. So I believe that takes care of all of the characters, except I'm leaving out someone. There's actually another child. Her name is Asuka Soryu Langley, and in my opinion, she is the worst character in all of the series. So Asuka comes in, acting all high and mighty, sitting on her high horse going, "Oh yes, this is my Ava Unit 2. See how awesome it is? See how bright red it is? My Ava Unit 2 is better than your Ava Unit 1 and your Unit 0. I'm better than all of you. Gee, Shinji, why not actually be better as a person?" Yes, that's a part of her character. And I completely understand that. But the truth is, she's just as messed up as Shinji. Now, you would think that at one point in the series, she would acknowledge, you know what? I'm not perfect. And I'm going through some problems too. Except it doesn't happen. Instead, she snaps at everybody around her the moment she is not doing so well. All leading up to the episode where she has a complete and total mental breakdown during a fight. When we're talking about the original Neon Genesis Evangelion series, one of the number one things that stands out are the last 2 episodes, which make not a lot of sense at all, considering the fact they have nothing to do with the story, and as a result, it may have caused some slight problems. And by slight problems, I mean a lot of problems. And by a lot, I mean a shit ton. And by shit ton, I mean Ano getting death threats or people going down to Gainax's building spray painting the word die. Because that's exactly what you do to someone who went through depression. Way to go, dumbasses. But believe it or not, the last 2 episodes, they actually do work. And just hear me on this. Those last 2 episodes really focus on depression and some of the pain that a person goes through or what goes through their mind. Remember what I said the whole topic of the whole show was? Not running away. In the beginning, we saw Shinji running away, and gradually we see him to stop running away. In those last 2 episodes, especially the last one, Shinji comes to a realization in which he doesn't have to hate himself. He realizes that he's been distorting his own reality the whole time because of how he felt. And it led to him coming to a complete and total understanding that you don't have to hate yourself. You can actually love yourself. However, despite all of this, the frustrating ending, the craziness, and the production and everything in the series, Neon Genesis Evangelion is a cornerstone of anime culture. This was a series that rebuilt the whole mecha genre, okay? This was a series that deconstructed it and built it up as something different. A series that explored topics that not a lot of anime at the time really delved deep into. Ano was able to explore mysticism, Judaism, Christianity, Kabbalah, as in an esoteric fashion that was really new at the time. That this was something that you didn't see in everyday anime. And believe it or not, Ano's hard work led to the rebirth of the anime industry. But hey, that was Let's Talk Anime. As usual, I am your host, The Rangeress. If you like this episode, I strongly suggest that you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. That way you can get notifications when we release new episodes, such as our next episode, which is our season finale. And listen, do not be upset, because I'm not upset, because our season finale is going to be epic. Until then, peace out! Remember, kids, I get more ass than a toilet seat.
No, you don't.